Hey everybody, Smart Silver Stacker here. Could BRICS be quietly plotting a global resource revolution that threatens to end the dominance of the US dollar? The BRICS nations, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, along with newly invited members like Saudi Arabia and Iran, collectively control a significant portion of the world's most valuable natural resources: oil, gold, silver, rare earth elements, and other critical commodities are under their control, sparking growing discussions about how BRICS might leverage these assets to challenge Western dominance. If the BRICS nations begin to coordinate their strategies over these resources, it could mean big changes for the global economic landscape and huge implications for gold, silver, and the US dollar. Could the BRICS nations use their vast reserves of resources to shift the balance of power, similar to how OPEC influences the oil market? In this video, we'll explore whether BRICS is on track to become a new resource superpower and what that might mean for the future of the global economy. So, let's get to it. I want to say a big thank you for tuning into today's video. If you enjoy it and you get some value from it, please do give it a big thumbs up down below. And while you're at it, why not subscribe to the channel? Did you know SD Bullion is giving away a monster box of 2024 Tree of Life silver coins? Sign up today at sdbullion.com/sweepstakes. BRICS nations dominate large portions of global resource production. Russia and Saudi Arabia together account for nearly 20% of global oil output. Russia and Iran control the world's largest reserves of natural gas, while China holds a commanding share of the world's rare earth elements, essential for producing high-tech products like smartphones and electric vehicles. Brazil, a major agricultural powerhouse, is the world's largest producer of coffee and also leads global exports in tin, iron ore, and phosphate. Meanwhile, South Africa is a key player in gold and platinum group metals, adding to the bloc's diverse resource wealth. And when it comes to precious metals, China is the second largest producer of silver globally, as well as the top producer of gold, with Russia coming in at the number 2 spot for gold production. With these assets, the BRICS bloc holds the potential to influence multiple sectors, from energy and agriculture to precious metals and technology. Saudi Arabia's recent entry into BRICS is especially significant because of its status as the world's largest oil exporter. Combined with Russia, another oil superpower, these two nations could form a critical part of the bloc's strategy. Saudi Arabia has long been a key player in OPEC, but its inclusion in BRICS signals that oil trade may soon be conducted in a new way. Recent moves by Russia and China to de-dollarize oil and gas transactions have already sent ripples through global markets. Since 2022, Russia has increasingly settled its energy exports in rubles and yuan, bypassing the US dollar. This trend has accelerated as sanctions on Russia have intensified in tandem with the Ukraine conflict. With Saudi Arabia now a part of BRICS, further shifts away from the US dollar in the oil trade seem increasingly likely. Saudi officials recently hinted at accepting yuan for oil sales to China, a significant departure from the petrodollar system that has dominated global energy markets for decades. And the Chinese currency is already making inroads into the Gulf energy trade. On March 28, 2023, the Shanghai Petroleum and Natural Gas Exchange announced the first ever liquid natural gas import deal from the UAE settled in Chinese yuan. This deal for 65,000 tons of gas was finalized by China National Offshore Oil Company and French energy giant Total Energies. Then, the following July, India made its first ever payment in rupees for UAE crude oil. The United Arab Emirates is also, by the way, another new BRICS member. If the BRICS nations persist in continuing to shift more of their energy trades to currencies other than the US dollar, the effects on the dollar's dominance and the global financial system could be profound. So we can see that BRICS is already making moves in the energy sector, but what about the precious metals? Let's take a look at China and Russia's growing dominance in gold and silver. In addition to oil, BRICS nations wield significant influence in the global precious metals markets. Notably, China and Russia are the world's 2 largest producers of gold, with China leading and Russia close behind. This dominance in gold production has strategic importance, particularly as both nations have been increasing their gold reserves to hedge against dollar exposure and Western financial sanctions. And it's not just China and Russia making waves in the gold market. Recent reports indicate that Saudi Arabia has also been quietly amassing gold. This chart shows that since 2022, there has been a major disconnect between Saudi consumer demand for gold and net imports of the metal, suggesting unreported state purchases of more than 100 tons of gold. This could be in preparation for a shift away from the reliance on the US dollar. This move aligns with BRICS' broader agenda of de-dollarization and may suggest that Saudi Arabia is positioning itself strategically alongside other BRICS nations. China also happens to be the world's second largest producer of silver, a metal crucial for industrial applications such as solar panels, electronics, and electric vehicles. South Africa plays a key role as one of the world's major suppliers of platinum group metals. As the BRICS bloc looks to diversify its financial strategies away from the US dollar, their collective control over precious metals could have profound implications for global markets. Gold, as a safe haven asset, is acquired by countries to stabilize their economies in times of uncertainty. Given BRICS nations' focus on reducing reliance on Western financial systems, one might speculate that BRICS could plan to use gold and potentially even silver as part of a broader currency strategy. The idea of a gold-backed currency to challenge the US dollar has been floated. And while it remains speculative, it would represent a major shift in global financial dynamics. Speaking of gold-backed currency, did you know that goldbacks are an actual physical form of gold currency that circulates in 5 US states? You can learn more at goldback.com. While precious metals like gold and silver are vital for financial stability, there's another resource BRICS holds that could reshape the future: rare earth elements. China's near monopoly on rare earth elements is a critical component of BRICS resource power. Rare earths are indispensable for high-tech industries, from smartphones and electric vehicles to advanced military systems. As the world moves toward electric vehicles and high-tech innovation, control over rare earths isn't just a geopolitical advantage, it's a key to dominating the future of technology. Currently, China controls over 60% of the world's rare earth production, making it a critical link in the global supply chain. As a result of China's dominance, Western countries have been actively seeking to diversify their rare earth supply chains. But for now, China remains the key player. China has already demonstrated its willingness to use its rare earth dominance for geopolitical leverage. In 2010, during a diplomatic dispute with Japan, China restricted exports of rare earths, causing a spike in prices and raising concerns about global supply vulnerabilities. As a BRICS member, China's dominance over rare earths could become even more impactful. If BRICS nations decide to coordinate their resource strategies, China could leverage its control of rare earths alongside other resource-rich BRICS members to increase the bloc's influence on global trade and technology markets. So, how might BRICS use its control over key resources to gain economic leverage over the West? One possible scenario involves BRICS members coordinating their policies on oil, gold, silver, rare earths, and other exports to strengthen their collective bargaining power. By controlling the supply and pricing of these crucial resources, BRICS could force Western nations to negotiate on more favorable terms. This would be particularly important in sectors where Western nations heavily depend on BRICS resources, such as technology and energy. If BRICS continues to push for trade settlements in local currencies, whether that's the yuan, ruble, rupee, or a future BRICS currency, it could further erode the global reliance on the US dollar. A concerted move away from the dollar in global trade would pose a serious challenge to the dollar's status as the world's reserve currency. Over time, this shift could undermine the US's ability to exert financial influence through sanctions and other economic policies. So the trillion-dollar question is, could BRICS coordinate their resources and challenge the global economic status quo? While the potential is there, coordinating such a diverse range of resources, oil, gold, silver, rare earths, agricultural commodities would be a complex challenge. The BRICS nations have varying political interests, and historical rivalries, such as that between India and China, may hinder their ability to act as a cohesive unit. However, if BRICS can set aside internal tensions and align on key issues, the bloc could become a formidable force in global resource markets. The combined influence of BRICS over energy, precious metals, and rare earths gives them substantial leverage in shaping the future of international trade and resource management. This evolving partnership could reshape the global economic landscape, reducing the West's dominance over global supply chains. As BRICS continues to expand its influence, the bloc's control over critical global resources could become a defining factor in the future of geopolitics. Whether BRICS will develop into a coordinated resource cartel like OPEC remains uncertain, but one thing is clear: BRICS is positioning itself as a key player in the global resource game, and the potential consequences for gold, silver, and the US dollar cannot be ignored. But I'd love to know what you think. Can BRICS truly reshape the global order, or is the dominance of the US dollar too entrenched to be overtaken? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll catch you next time. Stay safe and happy stacking. Smart Silver Stacker, out.